Hi, my name is Kair Chavez. This is the homework number 10, and I'm going to explain a good presentation and what to do in a good presentation. This is in the visual presentation and the verbal presentation. Okay, we're going to next. Okay, the most common mistakes that some people make is the first one, line up to the right, the bullets. Second one, put a background. Next, bad contrast and color, bad fonts, bad graphics, and bad proximity. Yeah, well, this is an example of bad background. You can see that the text is barely, you barely can see it. The background is bad. Okay, it says backgrounds are important for aesthetics of your PowerPoint. That's true. That's important. They should never overpower the words or information you are trying to display. Now we're going to show a good one, a good background. This is a good background. You can see in this, you can read the text when you're trying to portray a message. When using clip art or image, always make sure they do not distract from the information. Don't distract the information. Okay, bad contrast of contrast and colors. Well, here you can see in the background you have a blue color. Okay, we have a blue color. The text, the text is green. The text is here, is green, and the background is blue. This is bad. This is a bad way to contrast the colors and the text with the backgrounds. Fonts and backgrounds should complement each other and be easy to read. The background color and font color should be distinctly different. Okay. The good way to use the contrast and colors is here. We have text on white, we have the background on green, a good green, and you can read the text. You don't force your view and say when you choose the background, the font's color, they should be complementary. The font color should stand out of the chosen background color, easy for the audience to view. It's easier than the last one. Okay, next, bad proximity. You can see here we have a text right here, here, and here. Well, if you start reading the text in order for the eye to continue to move across the screen, well, you already read this text, and now which text I should read, the right or the one that is on the left? Which one? Well, this is a bad proximity. Okay, in order for the eye to continue to move across the screen, and otherwise the eye will stop in the wrong places. View your chosen images and text. they should have the chosen proximity. Okay, let me erase this. Okay, this one. Okay, this is a good proximity. This is a good example. We have an order. This is more organized. When the proximity is appropriate, eyes will move from the beginning to the end of the information with the help of graphics. In these spaces, you can put images. Okay. Okay, this is a good proximity. Now, bad fonts. The fonts are important because you can't use Comic Sans font for formal presentations, and you don't use Times New Roman font for a presentation for kids. You have to know your audience. You have to know the age of your audience to know which font I'm going to use to catch the attention of the public. Okay, here's a bad fonts. Use visually distracting fonts. Stay away from gimmicky fonts. Keep type sizes consistent. Don't use all caps. Avoid the text overload. When too much information is on the screen, your audience will begin to lose interest in your blah blah blah. Okay, that's important. This is a good point. Good fonts. Vary the font for emphasis. You can use the black emphasis or the group words together. Use visually simple fonts for a visual simulation in the brains. Okay, do's. Okay, do's from right now we have learned important points. Bullets should line up on the left. Okay, this slide is an example of a proximity. Okay, bullets should line up to the left. Choose good backgrounds. Okay, check. Use good contrast and colors. Check. Try to have good proximity. Check. Use appropriate fonts. Check. Okay. Next one. Now, what to do in a verbal presentation, and what don't to do. Okay. The first one is don't be disorganized. You have to be very organized in your presentation. Now, an explanation. Okay, if you don't properly set up your presentation's objectives, you're much more likely to find yourself in the middle of a ground wave presentation. What are you trying to accomplish? What do you want your audience to learn? What do you want your audience to do? Ask yourself these questions before you create your presentation, and you will put together a clear, powerful talk. The next one is you are not your presentation. This is important. You are not your presentation. It's one of the most common mistakes in public speaking. Sometimes having the courage to get up in front of a room full of your peers to do your presentation can result in overcompensation. Necessary confidence becomes unnecessary arrogance and narcissism. Always remember, it's not about you, it's about your audience. Your audience is the point. Your audience is your objective. You have to catch them. You have to catch the attention of your audience. If you don't have the attention of your audience, you don't have anything. You are not having a success presentation, a good presentation. Okay. The next one, don't overwhelm your audience. If you have done your research and your preparations, you will likely be something of an expert by the time you take the stage. This is a good thing, and it's also a dangerous one. Never forget that you need to take your audience through your presentations one step at a time. Also, make sure you aren't trying to include more information than is practical for the time allowed. Next one, never say you're sorry. Sorry. No, never say that. Never say that. Why? Why? That's an important question. This is the answer. While it's inevitable that you won't always be able to prepare the way you should prefer, or you will click on the wrong slide, or you will say the wrong thing at the wrong time, you should never say you're sorry. Simply correct the mistake and move on. Stopping your talk to explain how sorry you are would you only create a bigger disruption. Staying on the point and stay in control. Don't fall under questioning. Don't fall under questioning. This is the most common mistakes on a verbal presentation. If you know your subject and your audience, you should be able to predict many of the questions you might get asked. Be respectful of your audience and rephrase the questions in your own words to make sure you understand what's being asked. Be sure to include the rest of the audience during the Q&A, and don't be afraid to admit that you don't know something. Finding the right answer for your audience member after the presentations can turn a lack of knowledge into a great networking opportunity.